Hey Morley friends, it's Miss Dana here for Stories in STEAM. This week we have been doing all kinds of puzzles, so I hope that you guys were able to get a packet and had fun with your tangrams and logic puzzles. I love logic puzzles, so I've done an entire book, about 100 logic puzzles since the library closed. So I hope you guys had fun and were able to solve the ones in your packets. I'm going to read from Encyclopedia Brown today. So Encyclopedia Brown is a child detective and he solves all kinds of mysteries. So these are written by Donald Sobel. And today I'm going to give you guys a mystery and see if you are able to figure out how Encyclopedia is able to solve it. All right, so we're going to get started. This is the case of the stolen jewels, and it's from Encyclopedia Brown and the case of the treasure hunt. So every Encyclopedia Brown book has a bunch of different short stories in it. There's 10 in this one. So this one's the case of the stolen jewels. Remember, you can try to solve all of these on your own by calling us up for curbside pickup, which you can get 15 items now, all right? So, the case of the stolen jewels by Donald Sobel. On Saturday, Encyclopedia and Sally closed the Brown Detective Agency early and biked to the ocean where they planned to swim, read, and relax in the sun. They didn't expect to solve a mystery or meet Dustin Duran. Dustin was 11 and a photography whiz. When Encyclopedia and Sally spotted him, he was taking a picture on the path that overlooked the beach. His subjects were a man, a woman, and the President of the United States. The woman was shaking hands with the president, kind of. Dustin pulled the picture from his camera and showed the picture to the woman, and they walked away chuckling. So these are, maybe you guys have seen like the Polaroid cameras. They're kind of making a comeback, but the president remained motionless. So Encyclopedia and Sally parked their bikes and hurried over for a closer look. The president was actually a life-size black and white photograph mounted on plywood. "Gosh, Dustin, what a great idea," Sally exclaimed. "How much do you charge?" $5 for a black and white picture and $3 if the customer wants to use his own camera and film, Dustin answered. "But for the two of you, it's on the house." The detectives posed gleefully, and they took their picture proudly to the beach, where for 10 minutes they had peace and quiet until Dustin came flying across the sand. "Some man just stole my camera," he cried. "Dad will have a fit." He explained that his father was a professional photographer who had made the cutout of the president. Dustin had taken the picture and collected the money. "You've got to recover Dad's camera," Dustin wailed. "Calm down and tell us what happened," Sally said. "After I took your picture, 2 men sat down right over there," Dustin replied, "and they were saying some pretty strange things," he said as he pointed to the cutout of the president. "What do you mean?" Encyclopedia asked. "Oh, I couldn't hear everything," Dustin said. "But the tall man said something about delivering the goods this afternoon to a house on Highland Avenue. The short man nodded and said he'd better write down the exact address before he got it. And the tall man said, 'Don't write anything down. Keep it in your head. Just remember, it's the last upside-down year. The next one won't come for more than 4,000 years.' And then they got up from the bench and they separated, and the short man decided he wanted a snapshot with the president. I just clicked his picture when the tall man rushed back and grabbed the camera. 'You crazy fool, having your picture taken,' he yelled at the short man. And then they both took off fast with the camera and the picture." "Can you describe the 2 men better?" Encyclopedia asked. "Well, the short man had red hair and his left arm was in a sling, but the tall man was bald and had a dark mustache." "Those descriptions fit the 2 men who held up Polk's jewelry store yesterday," Encyclopedia whistled. "I'll bet the short man was told to leave the stolen jewels at a house on Highland Avenue. Let's go there and watch for them," Sally said. So the 3 children rode the number 3 bus to Highland Avenue, and Sally's face was a study in gloom. So here we see the men, our guy taking his photo, and our president, cardboard president. "I forgot that Highland Avenue is 20 blocks long. We can't watch every house." Encyclopedia said nothing, and just kept walking until he found a gray house. "This is the house, the gray one on the right." "How do you know this is the house?" Sally whispered. But before he could answer, a blue car drove up and stopped in the driveway. A short man with his left arm in a sling got out. "He's one of them," Dustin gasped. Encyclopedia murmured, "Time to call the police." So they made the call at a public telephone, and when they returned to the hedge, he saw that the short man had come out of the house. The man no longer had the briefcase and stopped and stared at the hedge. "He's spotted us," Dustin yelped. "Run for your life." But there was no need to run because a patrol car had pulled in front of the gray house. The gray house belonged to Baldwin Van Kersen, a banker with a sideline in stolen goods. At the headquarters, Chief Brown congratulated Encyclopedia and asked, "How did you figure out which house to watch?" "Yeah, I'd like to know too, Encyclopedia," Sally said. In all the excitement, you never told me." "So do you guys know how he knew the house? What do you guys think the address of the house that Encyclopedia knew to watch was?" Okay. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to think about that. In the meantime, I'm going to try a number magic trick out with Miss Joya, and then I will come back and give you guys the answer, all right? We are going to do a little magic trick that involves some numbers. And so right now as I talk to you guys, Miss Joya is writing down a number, and I'm going to put my mask on so that she can come in. She's going to show you the number, and then I'm going to ask her what cards her number's on, and then I'm going to tell you guys what her number is, so we'll see if that works, all right? So I'm going to get my mask on so I'm ready for Miss Joya to come in. So I'm going to turn around. She's going to show you guys the number.
Okay.
All right. So remember, it's a number between 1 and 30. So is it on this card?
Yes.
Okay, so it is on this card. What about this card?
No.
No. So it's not on this card.
No.
No. Not on this card.
Yes.
Yes. It is on this card, okay?
No.
All right, and not on this card. Miss Joy's number is 17. Is that right?
That is right.
Awesome. All right. So maybe you guys think somehow I saw the number. So what we're going to do, one more time, Joy is going to pick a different number. I'm going to leave the room so I can't possibly hear her. She's just going to tell you guys it out loud. Again, another number between 1 and 30, and then we'll ask her about the cards and see if I can guess this number, all right? So I'm going to head out so I can't hear.
My number is 25.
So, Miss Joya told you guys her number. I couldn't hear it. I was over there. Is it on this card?
Yes.
Okay, it is on this card. What about this one?
Yes.
Yes to this one?
No.
No. So not on this card.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so it's on 3 cards right now. Is it on this one?
No, it's not on that one.
Okay, so not on this one. So these are the 3 cards that it was on. So Miss Joya, was your number 25?
Yes, my number was 25.
All right, do you guys know how I did that? What do you guys think? So if you look here, if I take the 16 from these, so these are the 3 cards that last number was on, the 16 and the 1 and the 8, and I add those up. So 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 16 is 25. And earlier when it was 17, it was only on these 2, so 16 plus 1 is 17. So all of these cards are set so that whatever number you pick, the top left corner number will add up. So you guys can find these online. And and print them off and do this trick to your friends or your family, all right? Thanks, guys. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that magic math trick. So here's our answer. The house that Encyclopedia told them to look at the address was 1961, all right? The reason that Encyclopedia knew this, remember the short man was told, just remember it's the last upside down year. So they knew it was 1961. See, it says 1961, and if you flip it, it still says 1961. The next time that our numbers would be the same is the year 6009. So 6009, when you flip it, would still be 6009. We're probably not going to be around to see 6009 though. But so that's how Encyclopedia knew which house to look at. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story and were able to maybe solve this or figure out how I did Miss Joya's magic. And I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys next week for our Stories in STEAM video. All right, bye guys.